Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. If you're here, you're probably just as hooked on tech news as we are.
Definitely.
Oh, you're in the right place. For today's deep dive, we're looking at the top 10 tech news for November 1st.
Yeah, some really fascinating stuff happening right now.
Big stuff. And we're going to try to break it down, figure out what's really important and what it all means.
What it all means for all of it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be talking about a few big themes today, like how AI is just...
It's everywhere.
It is. It's everywhere. And, of course, the big tech companies are still going strong.
Always.
And, well, the future is always a little bit unpredictable, right?
Always a bit of a mystery, but I think we can uncover some clues.
Yeah, exactly. So let's dive right in. First up, AI. We saw OpenAI adding a search engine to ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
That's a big deal. I mean, it almost feels like they're going head-to-head with Google now.
It is. It's a direct challenge, but it's also super interesting to think about what this could mean for how we use search engines in the future. Like, imagine if you could get all the information you needed right there in ChatGPT.
Oh, wow.
No more jumping from website to website. You could get instant summaries, different perspectives, all without ever leaving the chat.
So ChatGPT could become like this one-stop shop for information.
Exactly. It's like having a super smart research assistant right in your computer.
Check that.
And I don't think Google's just going to sit back and watch this happen. They've been investing heavily in AI, so I think this is going to push everyone to innovate even faster.
Which is good for us. Right.
Absolutely. More competition, better products.
Yeah. And it's not just about search. It's like AI is popping up everywhere. I was reading about how Visa is deploying over 500 AI applications.
That's a huge number, and it's across so many areas, from fraud detection to customer service. They're even using AI to personalize financial advice and risk assessments.
See, it really is everywhere.
It really is. And think about this. There was a piece of news about the fashion industry starting to use AI-generated models. So instead of human models, you'd have these digital creations.
Whoa, so like virtual models.
Yeah. And they can be customized to fit any brand or any look. It's a pretty wild concept.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean for human models?
It's a good question. I think it's going to raise some really interesting ethical questions about the future of work and creativity.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And all of this AI needs energy, right?
It does, a lot of it. And there's growing concern about the environmental impact of all the energy it takes to train and run these AI models.
Makes sense. So it's like this double-edged sword.
It is. We have all this incredible potential with AI, but we also have to be mindful of the downsides and find ways to mitigate them.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to our next big theme for today. Tech giants. We've seen the stock market rallying, even with that weak jobs report. It seems like investors are still really confident in the tech sector.
Yeah, companies like Apple and Amazon are just so strong right now. They're weathering the economic storms better than most other sectors.
Speaking of Apple, those new M4 Macs are generating a lot of buzz.
Oh, they're impressive. They're claiming some really significant performance boosts with these new chips.
I saw that. What does that actually mean, though, like for regular people?
Well, basically everything's going to be faster and smoother. Think about it. Faster processing speeds, longer battery life,
So Apple's basically saying, hold on to your hats, everyone,
Heh.
because things are about to get a whole lot faster.
Exactly. And it's going to be interesting to see how other companies respond. Apple's really shaken things up by developing their own silicon.
It has. And what about Amazon? They're investing heavily in AI, but they're also pulling in massive profits.
They're playing the long game for sure. They see AI as the future, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. Their cloud computing platform, AWS, is already a giant in the industry, and their AI investments are only going to make them stronger.
It sounds like they're unstoppable. They're in a very strong position, that's for sure. But even with all this positive news, there are still some bumps in the road, like Elon Musk and his Robotaxi dreams, for example.
Yeah, those haven't quite taken off the way he predicted.
The technology is still evolving. There are challenges with safety, regulations, public perception. It's really complex.
More complex than maybe some people realize. So it's not just a matter of, oh, we have the technology, let's put these cars on the road.
No, it's a lot more nuanced than that. It's about making sure the technology is safe and reliable, and that people feel comfortable sharing the road with these self-driving vehicles.
Makes sense. And speaking of trust, we can't ignore the news about voting machine companies trying to combat all this disinformation out there.
That's a big one, especially with elections coming up. It highlights how technology can be used to undermine democratic processes. which is a scary thought.
It is. And it underscores the importance of being critical thinkers and really questioning the information we're bombarded with, especially online. Absolutely. And it's a theme that keeps coming up, this tension between technology and trust.
Yeah, from social media algorithms to data privacy concerns, it's everywhere.
It is. But at the end of the day, technology is a tool, and it's up to us to decide how we use it.
Great point. So we've got AI making waves, tech giants still holding strong, but also some serious challenges to think about.
It's a fascinating time to be following the tech world.
It really is.
Yeah.
Any other key takeaways you think our listeners should be paying attention to?
It's this idea that technology is becoming more and more integrated into every aspect of our lives, and that's only going to continue. So it's not just about the cool gadgets, it's about how technology is shaping the way we live, work, and interact with the world.
And how we can make sure that technology is used for good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but before we move on, any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
I would just say stay informed, stay engaged, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Technology is constantly evolving, so we all need to be adaptable and open to learning new things.
I love that. Stay curious and keep exploring.